CEO Elon Musk, with over 75% voting in favor, approved.
The moment that put Elon Musk on track for a $1 trillion pay packet, approved by shareholders if he can meet a series of extremely ambitious targets. Because why be the richest man in the world by only $40-odd billion if you can have another 800 or so? Celebratory dad dancing aside, this wasn't just throwing down the gauntlet to other mega-rich tech bros. This was opening the door to approve the way Elon sees the future. The Tesla Optimus, an AI-powered robot. He wants us all to have one. As he put it, our very own R2-D2 C3PO. But Tesla aims for this not just to be the stuff of Star Wars. And other companies joining the race to be the first and the best, rivaling our dependence on smartphones. Countries tested the water at the first ever World Humanoid Games over the summer. Ronaldo isn't quaking in his boots just yet. But 10 years is a long time in the world of Elon Musk. In order to make this more than fantasy and get his $1 trillion, yes, a 1 followed by an eye-watering 12 zeros. Among the targets, he'll need to deliver 1 million of these AI-powered robots, 20 million vehicles, and the company will have staged milestones to meet, the first reaching market value of $2 trillion. The next 9 stages up in smaller increments until 8.5 trillion is reached 10 years down the line. But it comes as fears of an AI bubble are growing. This week, US tech shares slumped, and the IMF has warned an AI bubble bursting could be worse than the dot-com crash. Even without that, it's been a bumpy old ride for Tesla against the backdrop of Elon's politics.
You either fight back or you die.
His right-leaning views causing a backlash from a core consumer base, particularly after his involvement in Donald Trump's second administration while leading Doge and accused of meddling in the affairs of sovereign states across the world, including the UK. His antics over the years may have raised more than a few eyebrows, but if shareholders had voted no, Tesla could have lost him for good. These benchmarks aren't easy, but if he can do it, he'll be worth more than Switzerland's annual GDP. He says it's not a money thing, but there is a gravitational pull of being the world's first trillionaire, and it might just be the most Elon thing he's done so far.
The targets, as you know, are really just quite out there. But I think the result of the AGM sort of shows that it's not really whether investors believed in whether, Elon Musk can hit these targets or not, but it was really about whether, I think they were really worried about, having that risk that he might not stay at the company if he doesn't have this pay package. So I mean, to be honest, I don't think anybody believes that these incredible targets, can all be hit. But I think it's really about the issue is really about making sure that Musk remains committed to Tesla.
He's always said it's not about the money, though.
That's true. But yeah, the magnitude of the pay package, obviously, you could think it is about money, but no, I do think that he has said in the past that he wants to have assurance that he won't be kicked out by activist investors. And he was talking about some of these stuff about how he wants to make sure that his robots don't fall into the wrong hands. So I think they're beyond the money. I think he wanted that reassurance as well through this pay package.
Where does the potential of an AI bubble or fears of an AI bubble come into all of this? Or is it genuine technological revolution?
He clearly thinks this is a whole new chapter of the technological revolution. But I mean, to be honest, we haven't really seen any actual. We've seen, some of these robo-taxis being rolled out, but, when it comes to, for example, Optimus or or any of these other AI promises that he's making, we haven't seen anything concrete. So it's very hard to tell, you know, whether it really is, I mean, he said Optimus, for example, I think it's going to be like the biggest product in the human history or something, but um, we have no basis to, actually know whether that's correct or not. What we do know is that obviously the traditional car business is struggling, and he needs to pivot away from that business to robotics and AI. But whether that's bubble or not, we just need to see the actual products coming out.
Do you think he actually wants all of us to have a personal robot, or is he just setting himself out as a visionary to sell more products?
So, I mean, I come from Japan. We've had this long history of having these, experimenting with personal robots. So, and I'm quite skeptical when you say everyone is going to want to have an Optimus. But I do think, I mean, putting, going beyond whether every single person is going to have this personal robot or not, there will be a lot more uses, obviously, right, for robotics. And there's definitely going to be growth in that. So it'll be just trying to confirm where Tesla is actually going to get the actual revenue.
Break it down for us then. Tesla has these markers to meet. What does that look like, and how does it get there as a company as well?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many of these, right? You mean you need to raise the valuation of the share price, and then you need to have the 24-fold increase in earnings, and then you need to sell millions more of the robots as well as the actual vehicles. Investors have moved on, from valuing Tesla, looking at the core car business, but more on the hopes that they will be able to get revenue from these AI and robotics. So that's valuation is completely soared to levels that are well beyond the core earnings. But now, you do have to deliver on the actual earnings, which will come from, these robo taxis that are still being experimented. But we're going to, Musk has promised this wide rollout, not just in the US, but globally as well, which is obviously going to be, there's going to be a lot of challenges with that as well. And then you can't forget also that there is this core car business as well that they've invested into.
He's also been vying for a larger role on the world stage. We've seen him insert himself into the politics of other countries. How do you think this whole move will impact the UK and Europe?
Well, we've obviously seen Musk already intervening in the, the politics in Europe, whether it's in Germany or the UK, and that has been sort of the, that has been toxic, and that has been considered one of the big factors why sales of Tesla have fallen in Europe. So, I mean, he has promised earlier that he will focus more on Tesla and step back from his political activities. We don't know that for sure. This pay package obviously was meant for him to commit himself